Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Water Magicians and the Mother Spirit. The Mother Spirit is a growing community, no fear, guilt, or punishment, very chill and mellow crowd. And we talk a lot about a lot of different things, but Shivambu is a reoccurring subject at the moment. Um, yeah. Actually, we're talking diet right now and odor control and all kinds of things. One of the comments already this morning, good day for teeth, mouth mix, very evolved with fresh. That way you can circumvent the harshness of the evolved, but get the stem cells. That's a really nice way of doing it.
I don't see fear and punishment in here.
Okay. Yes. And we talk about yoga, astrology,
Over
and
without the
the Tao.
fear and the punishment.
So the Mother
Tell them what
Spirit,
it is, not what it's not.
right. The Mother Spirit is a space where we talk about astrology, yoga, Ayurveda, Shivambu, and um, the Tao. And what it says first, finding inner peace through spirit. So that is what we're all about. Um, yes, and back to this. I love this idea of mixing fresh with young for the teeth. One of the things I do for teeth is actually coconut oil. Coconut, I swish with my Evolved, and then I put my toothbrush in coconut oil, and then I brush with coconut oil. But I love that idea of blending. And we've blended too. I've blended for enemas and all kinds of stuff because, yes, it's true. It really, sometimes the evolved is too harsh or feels too harsh. So blending it out is a really great idea. You can also use that if you want.
Speak up.
Um, in the community chat that the little pre-meetup, we were talking about diet. A bit. We were talking about odor, but we were talking about diet and our astral diet that we are on. Olivier is sort of like the mm, inspiration for that. But it's really looking at your own chart, actually, your own astrology chart, and seeing where you are, and then seeing what's missing in your chart and finding the herbs that match those planetary influences that you are missing and bringing them into your diet. And this you can Google there's a lot of people that share about the luminaries and their um, the planetary influence on plants and spices. So you can there's a lot of people that write about this. It's not a new thing.
Speak up.
And yeah, we've been doing that for a while. So our diet is really plain, actually. It's not a lot of different things, but it's really tasty and full of flavor because of all of the herbs and spices that we've been adding to our meals. So it's been really easy to digest. This last 3 months, especially, has been a big shift in our diet. We've been doing a lot of cooking with the fresh for our own personal use, um, even using it like in pancake batters and stuff like that. The only time that I really avoid it, I will say, is cooking pastas in noodles and stuff. It's because the shivambu helps to break down the grain so well. It's great for like lentils and beans, pulses, um, but not so if you don't want it to degrade. Like for your rice, you want your grain of rice to be nice and puffy and still look like a grain of rice. So you wouldn't want to use it for rice and boiling pasta. So those are the ones we avoid it for. But otherwise, pretty much use it straight across the board and been loving that. The aged, um, putting the herbs in the aged, that is really something that we drink like as a tonic. I don't use that as part of the food preparation. Uh, but yeah, there's like a full, um, like a very medicinal uh, influence, let's say, to the diet right now. Keeping it, I actually kind of talk about my food like baby food. Like it's really nothing too pungent, no salt, and really easy to digest. And we've all been, there's three of us eating the food that I'm cooking right now. So, and we're all feeling that impact on the digestive tract. It's been like a 3 month long light cleanse, which has been nice because the people that I'm with right now, everybody's, we're really been talking a lot about fasting, but it just hasn't happened. And that's another part of this is to not like beat ourselves up over where we're at in our journey and what we consume. Mm, and I certainly don't like whenever whatever it is that I'm eating. I just try to do that with a higher level of awareness. I call it conscious eating. Um, so it's really, and it kind of well, it starts with food preparation. But when I'm eating, I just try and like connect with what I'm putting in my mouth and with how I'm feeling. And there's so many times uh, I'm full, like I'm satisfied, but I'm eating more than I need to. It's just a pure pleasure thing, and that's totally okay. It's just really interesting to be like aware of that. Um, yeah, that's really interesting about the astral diet. I only know a general time of birth. Okay, 10:30 p.m. Yeah, it's better if you have a birth time, but if you're close, like within an hour, then you're probably okay. It just sort of depends. You can fine tune these things also. Like if you aren't sure your exact birth time and you have a good astrologer, they'll be able to help you through your own um, like history and just your own the way you are, that they can help you pin down a closer time. But yeah, it does make a time does make a difference on your chart, but it's not absolutely critical. Uh, the right herbs are more general anyway, so it's not like that. You don't need the most accurate time to do the astral balancing,
Something wrong.
if you will. So it's been fun. Actually, the most important part of all of this is to actually have fun doing. It looks like I lost the feed for a bit there. So, uh, yeah, fun, having fun with it all. And a lot of talk right now about it not working. And it comes to it,
Okay, it's fixed.
it eventually will come to a state like that where you feel like you've plateaued. But I love how Megan McDonald talks about this, about how the Shivambu goes hunting and it's always going hunting for you. It's never not working for you. How much you feel and how much that we're aware of that is another subject, but it's always working. It's always working for you. And how our bodies dump toxins is also super interesting. And how long that takes is uh, also super interesting. And how we are emotionally as as this process happens also has an influence on that. When I first got into really holistic medicine, geez, it's been a while, like 20 years now. I My belief was really so different than it is now. Like I was like, oh, it might work and it might not work. But the ailments that I had, some of the things that were like just naturally leaving my body without me being aware of them, it was crazy. And other people in my household were like, oh, you aren't complaining about such and such anymore. Like, and I thought to myself, like, wow, how I never realized how out of touch with myself I was. And I think that's really what Shivambu brings to us. It brings like this self awareness. And the emotional side is really uh, the biggest part of all of this, how we attach to our pain and how we attach to our diagnosis. And then we embody it. We get diagnosed with something and then we embody that diagnosis and we like play out the symptoms that are supposed to happen. And that becomes part of your personality. And when my migraines went away, I was like, wow, who am I going to be this without this chronic migraine? And I realized that if I didn't want to do something, it's like I was self-inducing a migraine so that I wouldn't have to do it because I was like, it was like my fallback, like my excuse to not do something was my migraine headaches. And then I didn't have that excuse there anymore. And I never realized that about myself until it was gone. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Uh, Not only is like it's like we have an emotional attachment to our dis-ease. Super interesting. And Shivambu is really an interesting way uh, to approach all of this because you have to break. There's a hard break there right at the beginning because you're doing something that you've been told, most of us anyway, or we've been told or we've been taught that this is a dirty thing. Um, so there's this whole rewiring that happens uh, in this, and I think that there's a lot of trauma because the body knows what harmony is. The body knows what the truth is. So these lies that we aren't aware of have an effect on us. It's really interesting. I think it heals future ailments you don't know about, which is probably why it seems to some as though it's not producing results. Oh, I love that. I released something weird out of my armpits after about 2 years. Yeah, crazy stuff happens, hey? Um, and I really think it's brave of people to come and share their stories because it can be epic when you have something like this happen. And when I first started and I had all this stuff coming out of me, which was a ton of mucus actually. I was like, wow, it's my old paradigm of thinking was like, oh, it's this this thing is making me sick. But the dis-ease is already stored up in my body, and the Shivambu is just there to push it out. But you really need to, like, I needed to recalibrate my brain into that. So yeah, really incredible. Most people's body is completely numb, so they're able aren't able to feel the heat. Yeah, yeah, it's true. And I was definitely in that state, like deep into it, um, 20 years ago. Even before that, shortly after my son was born, he's 27 now. Shortly after my son was born, I had Bell's palsy, so half my face went paralyzed. And this is how much I was even looking in the mirror at that time as a new mom. I was completely unaware of it. My neighbor noticed and said something to me. And then I went and like looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? I was shocked that I couldn't feel that. Like, I mean, I could after someone pointed it out to me, but the brain is so occupied on other things. And that's what we're so busy in our lives. We're kept occupied and like stimulated. So silence is really, definitely had a lack of that in my life then. But silence is really important to get in touch with how your body is feeling, to actually feel your body. And I spoke about this before with food. It's like we're putting things in our mouth so that we don't have to feel our body. So we don't have to feel that emotion there. And so we eat our emotions so that we don't have to feel them. Sometimes it feels like that to me. So we're almost at half an hour here. Uh, we had some internet glitches at the beginning, which kind of sucked, but I really love these conversations. Um, the community is really beautiful. I'm so grateful to have this space, which I actually created so that one of the members talked about this when he came on this morning about how watching other people's content on Shivambu really helped him to reinvigorate his practice. And that's really a big part of this too, is to share our different stories and experiences. I love that Megan McDonald has started with help, like a database of experiences. They're really working on the Shivambu um, experiences from real people. And I love that. I love that idea so much. So whoever is ready to share that kind of stuff, I want to just like amplify that whole part of it, because as we have these experiences and share our experiences with each other and learn different ways of doing things, and just actually to have your story heard is somehow healing, to have a witness. And a lot of people that practice this don't talk about it with very many people. So I really want to provide a safe space for that to happen, and just for this information to grow and spread. So thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful for all of you. All right. So if anybody is interested in getting in touch, motherspirit.creum.net is where you can find us. The Mother Spirit channel is where we post all of the links to join the pre and post meetup for our lives. And we are going to be having more of those now. We're all geared up, so we're ready to roll. You can find all of the details there and connect with either myself or Olivier directly there. And thank you for joining me. Ciao. Oh, my website is humphreys.creum.net. If you want to get me directly. Oh, July 29. That's going to be our next live. 10 a.m. for the pre-show, 10:30 for the live, and another short post meetup. I have no idea what day of the week that is. Details to follow. Ciao, everyone.